Hello, Dazzle. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I'm glad that you're here. Today, I want to talk about some of the fears that I struggle with in context of my prognosis, because all of us with a chronic illness are fully aware that our condition is a lifelong state of being. For most of us, it also means that we are facing a future that promises less than a desirable outcome. So, for me, my greatest fear is developing dementia. I carry non modifiable risk factors that make my risk for Lewy body dementia rather high. My grandmother had Lewy body dementia, which increases my risk just because I had a family member who had it. There's also research that suggests that ADHD increases the risk for Lewy body dementia, but there's also a meta analysis of research that challenges that conclusion. Either way, I can't change that I have a diagnosis of ADHD and that it is currently considered a potential risk factor. Add on to that the risk that goes with some of the medications that I'm taking, the H1 histamine, antihistamine, H2 antihistamine, the Sinemet, and I feel like my risk for dementia is rather high. Most of my self identity and my ego are wrapped up in my cognitive abilities. The things that I enjoy as hobbies are intellectually driven. The purpose that I found in my life is based on my medical knowledge. What happens if all of that slips away from me? The idea is terrifying to me. This is the single greatest fear that I have. And I have also accepted that it's likely going to be a part of my life when I become older. There are other things that are projected for my future that I'm not looking forward to. Absolutely. But the truth is that if I could make a deal to take any one of those outcomes now to ensure that I never had dementia, I would probably do it. I would accept never walking again without hesitation if it meant keeping my mind intact. Increased pain? That doesn't scare me nearly as much as forgetting who I am. Constant, uncontrolled movements is less scary than losing hold of all of the information that I have spent years working hard to learn and master. Because I'm so afraid of dementia, I often am asked why I continue to take the medications that I'm taking. And well, because breathing is required to exist. And not taking the H1 and H2 antihistamine means letting the mast cell activation syndrome go uncontrolled. And that means rolling the histamine dice. And anaphylaxis always comes with the risk of dying. So, preventing immediate death is more urgent than preventing the possibility of developing an adverse outcome from a medication that is keeping me alive. And the Sinemet? Well, it's the small fry that has really low risk. Taking it really isn't changing my odds as much of getting dementia, but it sure is changing my quality of life in the right now, as always. It really comes down to weighing the risk versus benefits, and nobody can weigh that for you. But for me, I feel like the benefits that I'm getting to Sinemet is worth the small increase in risk for dementia. And I think that it's also clear that preventing my immediate death now is worth the risk of the possibility for dementia in the future. The only other thing that I can do to keep my brain from getting dementia is keeping it active and engaged. Constantly challenging myself to learn new things, to solve puzzles, just thinking about things. Brain exercises, basically. It's a protective factor against dementia, is what the research tells us. And that means that I'm helping to keep my brain healthy whenever I'm playing video games, especially if they're ones that involve problem solving. Then there are the usual things that you can do, which is to say that just take care of yourself. Do the best to get the best possible sleep. Take in the best possible nutrition. Exercise as much as possible. Taking the best possible care of your meat boat is always a good idea if you want to keep it afloat. This is also true if you're trying to prevent dementia. Well, that's about it for my rambling today. Thanks for coming and spending some time with me. If you like the video, click on the like button. It really does help. And until we can talk again and hang out, you guys be sure to take care of yourselves. Bye.